everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is the Catalyst case. This is a true competitor to some other cases out there that offers much better protection to your iPhone than the iPhone already offers. So if you're in a dusty environment or a water environment and you're worried about getting your phone damaged, the iPhone offers some protection, but nothing like this. So the first thing you'll see here, it has IP68 to 10 meters, so 33 feet deep. It has 360 total protection, and it's military standard 810G for 2 meters of drop protection. We'll pop it open here, and you'll see that it has a waterproof seal, an integrated touchscreen film. It works with Touch ID. It has an acoustic membrane that they say is better for listening to music and calls. 50 hertz to 20,000 hertz is what it allows, so that you can hear pretty much any frequency you need to. So let's pop this open here. I've opened it up a little bit, but we're going to water test this as well, just so we can see what it can stand up to. But one of the first things you always do with these type of cases is test them in water before you go test them in really deep water. So this is the back of the case, and as you can see here, it looks pretty normal, and one of the things they've done is made sure that the lenses are really close to the actual camera so that you don't get dust in between there. You'll see here they're separated so that the flash shouldn't affect anything, and you have a nice rubber seal here, but you still get to see your phone. This is the front of the case, and the front of the case offers Touch ID, and then you've got all of your different buttons like you'd expect, and then this is water sealed for your port, but it will fit most ports, or at least they say it will. Now that the case is together, we can test it underwater for 30 minutes to make sure it doesn't leak. Now this case is designed to be removed over and over. You just pop this off and then put a little quarter or whatever you have here, twist it, and it should pop out and pop the case apart. So we should be good there. It looks sealed all the way around. It feels very durable. It is a little bit large, but it should provide up to 33 feet of waterproofness. So we'll test that out, and we'll test out the speaker as well. Now that it's out of the water, we'll dry it off here, check for anything inside. We'll pop it apart and make sure it looks good. So we just use a quarter to pop this apart. And it does come apart pretty hard or difficult. There we go. And it looks good inside. It looks pretty dry. I don't see any water other than from me snapping that, and it's spraying a little bit. So let me go ahead and put my phone in there, and we'll take a look at it there. So you'll see it fits nicely. We have access to our vibrate switch. We actually turn this and it moves the vibrate switch. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty neat. And then we just wipe this off. Then we clip this into place. So now that we have the phone in place, you'll see it adds a little bit of bulk, but this is rubbery, so it has some good grip. The power sleep wake button is a little bit hard to push. Touch ID should work, and there it goes. The volume buttons work okay. And then the silent switch, this is much easier than the competitors, this little knob here. That's a great way to do that. It's much simpler than the hard switch that's in some of the others, and it works great. So the cameras are nicely cut out. There should be no interference with the flash since it's separated off, and that's pretty much it for the top. This is the bottom where the port is. You'll see you've got access to your lightning connector, your microphone, and your speaker. And there's a little bit of water in there, but it should be blocked to get into the phone itself. So let's test this in a real-world situation in water and see how it actually holds up. I decided to test this a little bit differently. They said it was good up to 30 feet or so, so I thought I'd go out onto a local lake with my Sea-Doo, and then I tied up some rope to it, to the lanyard, and then just started to drop it into the water. And you'll see it's pretty murky water. You don't see a whole lot other than the jet pump of the jet ski. You can see a little bit right there, and then I just let it go down 10, 20, maybe 30 feet, probably closer to 20 feet, but you're not going to see a whole lot because the water was so murky at this particular point. So I'm not really sure how deep this went, but I did keep the light on the iPhone so that I could see it a little bit better, hopefully. But as I come back up out of the water, everything seems to be working okay, and I didn't lose my phone, thankfully. Since the phone was okay with that, I thought I'd just put it in the waves, in the sand, on some rocks, and let the waves hit it over and over and over. Now, this phone was underwater for quite some time, maybe 5 minutes right now, and then I took it out to make sure it worked. Now, the touchscreen's not going to work underwater, but it will work fine once you pull it out of the water, and that's due to its capacitive touchscreen. But everything seems to be working okay, so I thought I'd put it back in the water again. So I let it sit there for some time, again, just for another 5 minutes or so, something like that, and let the waves hit it over and over. Sometimes they were stronger, sometimes they weren't, and it just tumbled the phone sometimes, or it would just kind of bury itself down a little bit in the sand. So you'll see the sand is on it, no issues here. It seems to be working okay still, and I thought we'd just take it out, make sure it works okay again, everything's fine, and then I thought we'd drop test it on the very rocks that we're standing next to. So I didn't just drop test it once. I drop tested it once, twice, not even twice, 3 times, and even a 4th time. And I let it hit from probably a distance of 3 to 4, sometimes 5 feet. And again, you'll see it works just fine. I've had no issues whatsoever, and it continues to function. The case doesn't even look like it's been dropped whatsoever. So after being in the lake multiple times and withstanding different depths and different drops, it's held up quite well. And as you can see here, my phone works just fine. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is the speaker on it and how well or not well it works. So let me go to one of my videos here. We'll turn it back to portrait. This is one of my videos, and this is the end where there's music playing. So let me go ahead and play it without the case, and then we'll play it with the case. I'll position my microphone so you can hear it a little bit better. Now we'll try it with the case on. With the case on, obviously it's going to be a little bit more muffled, but people can hear you and you can hear them with phone calls, things like that. Doesn't seem to be a problem here, and it definitely seems durable, like you could use it over and over. They make different cases for just about every iPhone out there, but if you've ever heard of them or you haven't heard of them, let us know what you think about them in the comments below. It's held up pretty well so far for me, and thanks to them for sponsoring this video. I'll leave a link to them in the description below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.